Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been quite a while since I've done a news kind of reaction video to any new announcements coming out from Bandai, but we got some really cool, exciting announcements recently, and especially just this morning, so I wanted to be the first to share these with you guys because it's some really cool stuff. Before we get into the brand new stuff, you guys may have seen just a few days ago, Bandai announced a new series coming out, The Witch from Mercury, and we don't have a whole lot of news about exactly what the story is going to be on this yet and exactly which timeline it's going to be in or anything like that. We know it's going to be starting off in October, and we do already have the announcements for the first few kits coming out from the series. So we got the first 3 HGs announced, and we have photos of those kits, and they're looking pretty interesting. Number one is the Gundam Ariel, which seems to be like it's going to be the main protagonist suit of the series, as it's in our traditional tricolor scheme of the standard Gundam design. It's a very unique design. I can't say that I'm totally in love with it yet. I think I need to see it in the anime, and we'll see once I have the kit in hand and I start seeing some custom paint jobs and things like that of the kit, I might start to like it a little bit more. It's definitely got some really unique design features and proportions and everything. I'm sure you guys have seen this online already. You're probably seeing people already comparing it to looking like it's from something from Gundam Age or like IBO or some mix of different things. It's got different aspects of that look like it's from 30 Minutes Missions line. And that always happens every time there's a new Gundam design coming out. But the really cool thing about this too is that its use of the clear parts on it. And it's kind of hard to see unless you look at the close-up images where it's got those clear parts on it. And I guess that's probably just going to be foil stickers underneath the clear parts. That's to recreate the kind of glowing effect that you can see in one of the images from the video that they showed of this series, just kind of a preview of the series, a teaser, I guess, so far. So that'll be coming out. That looks very cool. We also have the Gundam Lefrit. I'm guessing I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is just another kind of Gundam design. This one, I actually think I maybe sort of like this design a little bit more. I'm not too keen on the backpack though. The backpack looks weird, and it looks like the backpack probably does something more that we're just not seeing quite yet, just because it looks like it's something folded up, or it probably has some other gimmick to it, but we should see some more about that a little bit later. It's got a very large gun as well too, so it looks kind of interesting. But the color scheme is very cool because of course it's just something a little bit more unique. Then we also have the HG Begir, and that one I'm sure I'm probably not pronouncing that one correctly, but this one also looks like kind of a weird mix of different things. It's definitely got a really unique look to this. This doesn't have Gundam in the name, so I'm guessing this is not technically a Gundam in this series, but just some other kind of different mobile suit. We can probably assume that this one is maybe an antagonist mobile suit because it does kind of have a little bit of an antagonist look to it. I know for myself and a few other people online, the first thought when seeing this mobile suit was that it reminds me of the Vertigo from Gundam X, which I'm still waiting on. Hopefully Bandai will maybe someday get around to making an HG of that kit. Would be nice, but Gundam X in general could use a lot more HG kits, really, to be honest. But anyway, what do you guys think of the new HGs coming out? Those look really awesome. But now let's get to the really exciting stuff that's just been announced today. We have confirmation that they are now working on a master grade for the Gundam Ariel as well. So that will be coming out probably not at the same time as the HG, because then they'll kind of the sales will kind of not go well together. So this will probably be coming out a little bit later, either a couple months, a month or two or something after the HG, once the series kind of starts to get going. But we don't have any images of what the kit is going to look like or anything yet, even like a prototype or anything like that. We just have this image confirmation that it's being worked on. And obviously it's going to look, like the design, but just different from the HG, in that it's going to have master grade size, and probably detail is going to be a little bit different, probably going to be a little bit nicer looking, to be honest, but not always the case. But I think that should be very cool, something to look forward to. And this next announcement does also have a couple official photos. Here we have a confirmation of a new entry grade coming out. The entry grade gym is on the way. Just a couple of photos of it so far, so we haven't really seen a whole lot of it, but basically it looks awesome. The design features, the details and everything on it, it's quite interesting. It looks a little bit different from just kind of a standard gym, so it's a little bit more detailed than the normal HG gym, for example. But it totally makes sense for an entry grade release. It's a kit that people can buy for really cheap, and you can buy a bunch of them for army building or just diorama building, where you want to have a bunch of gyms in your diorama together or something like that. So it's really a good candidate for the entry grade line, definitely. No price or release date set for that yet, but we can assume the price, will be standard entry grade, $6 or $7, and probably releasing later in the summer or fall of this year. Then we have a couple things that were shown off at the Bandai Gundam base there. So we don't have official photographs for these yet, just photographs of the samples there that were on display. now at the Gundam base. We have a new Master Grade coming out for the Moon Gundam. Gotta say, pretty surprised about this. I was not expecting them to make a Master Grade of the Moon Gundam. The HG is fantastic, everybody knows that by now. But I think it's gonna make for an awesome Master Grade, definitely, and I was definitely not expecting this, but after something like recently we had the Master Grade Eclipse come out, which was, kind of an obscure thing from a more recent, Gundam series. So I guess it's kind of similar in that the Moon series is pretty recent. It's not an animated series, so it's a little bit more obscure, but they're going ahead with the Master Grade of it, I guess just probably based on the popularity of the HG. So I mean, it looks great, but I'm looking forward to seeing some more about that. I'm sure sometime in the next couple weeks we'll probably start seeing some more official images of that, and that'll be really exciting to see how that looks now as an MG kit. And the last thing is probably the thing that you guys are going to be most excited about. This is another one that I was very surprised to see, but it was the real grade Barbatos coming out. So of course it's like the original, like fourth form Barbatos, the standard Barbatos that we know and love, the kit that came out. It was the first in the HG line of the series, very long HG series of kits from IBO, but I didn't expect to see an RG out anytime soon, but a lot of people were wanting it. And I guess Bandai is going to deliver it. So we're going to have an RG coming out later on this year. This one also I would expect to be probably coming out in the fall of this year, because as we're seeing it now, it's just the non-colored like a prototype of the kit. So it's not even like the actual kit, it's just like a printed prototype, what we normally see before kits are actually, started to be produced in color, before we actually see all the official images and everything of this. So at the moment, there's not too much to see of it, but it does look really nice. Looks like it's got a bunch of detail. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic RG kit. And this is one that, who knows, maybe for this kit, they'll be going back to the more of the pre-molded inner frame like they had with a lot of like the first half of the RG line in the more recent years. They've kind of gotten away with that, but just based on the design of the Barbatos, it seems like maybe this is one that they will be going back to that, because it seems like it probably would be a good fit for that pre-molded, the injected inner frame. So we'll have to see some more about that and all the accessories and everything that it comes with. I'm sure we'll see probably some Bandai stuff coming out for that, for some like expansion sets like we saw with the Master Grade, where you can make different versions of the Barbatos just through an expansion set. Something like that will probably be something coming out later on down the line. But gotta say, guys, overall some very big exciting news. I'm sure we'll see some other stuff coming out in the next few weeks as far as like what other things will be coming out later on for the second half of this year, but at least for like the big announcements that they're coming out with just this week, it's pretty exciting. What do you guys think? What's the kit that you're most looking forward to? Let me know down in the comment section below, and until next time, once we get some more news on these, I'll give you guys an update. But for now, thank you guys all so much for checking out the video, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.